are 3 days away from Christmas, 10 days away from 2024, and we no longer have to wait for Yamamoto and January 4th because Yoshinobu Yamamoto has officially made the decision to go to the LA Dodgers. And now we've got a lot to talk about with that stinking super team out on the West Coast. Welcome to PHLY Phillies podcast. Tyler Zulli, Jamie Lynch, Renee Washington, and all of our friends here in the chat. Mickey, Matt, Chris, Eugene, welcome you guys. Mickey, first one here today. Make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up button as you're joining in the conversation. We did have a delay. No, it was not Jamie putting on his socks, Matt. God, no. Although I'm still a little frustrated that I haven't seen him wearing the socks that I got for White Elephant. Yeah. But I'm also a little disappointed because last night as I was going through my bedtime routine, I saw the news. Yamamoto officially off the board.
Yeah,
I know
you alerted me to it first.
So I have to backtrack because we had posted something through our PHLY Phillies page, just reposting the fact that Yamamoto had declined the Giants offer. And then there were the reports that he was narrowing his list down. And the final two were, by no surprise, the Yankees and the Dodgers. And I posted it out from our Phillies account and got people saying, well, this doesn't mean the Phillies are going to get him. I was like, nope, it doesn't actually mean the Phillies are going to get him because none of us believed the Phillies were going to get him. And it was no surprise when the Phillies did not get Yamamoto. But a 12-year, $325 million deal for Yamamoto makes me wonder, how do you pass up cheesesteaks, pork roll, and the chance to be near us?
He's clearly never had
because you
pork
want
roll.
$325 million over 12 years. That is your loss, buddy. Money does not compare
Nobody
to this
send him
right
pork
here.
roll.
We told everybody, go reach out to Yamamoto, slide in his DMs on Instagram, shoot him some messages, follow his inactive Twitter, do whatever we got to do, send him some pork roll. Clearly, everybody did not follow through on their end, but the Dodgers did follow through on their end, guys. So, yes, Merry Christmas. Oh, man. We do not know the offer for the Phillies. It still is unknown.
It's not anywhere near $325 million.
I was like, I had this. So I talk to myself naturally. Like, I don't know if everybody else does, too. It's not just me. And I was like, had this joke in my head. Like, the Phillies had a non-compete. They, like, put new meaning to non-compete because they couldn't compete with the Dodgers offer. So we're not going to ever find out that number, probably. Because I don't think it was north of $270 million, let alone $325.
Is this a hot take? I'm out for $325. Like,
where do you draw the line? What's your number?
Like, I don't know. The guy's never thrown a pitch in Major League Baseball. I think once you get over $300 million, like, yeah, we've seen his stuff online. It looks great. And he's got a track record at the World Baseball Classic a little bit versus Major League hitters. That's a lot of years and a lot of money for a guy that's never thrown a pitch in Major League Baseball. It's just, I don't know. It's a little too rich for my blood. Tyler and I were talking before the show today. The beauty of this is spending money guarantees you shit. Like, yeah, the Dodgers are scary on paper, but I started seeing like the jokes on Twitter. I know Tyler saw one or two, and it was like, man, when Ranger Suarez outduels Yamamoto in a Game 3 of the NLCS, it's going to be extra hilarious. Like, the beauty of sports and why we are all sickos in the head here is because the Dodgers can go out and spend $1 billion on two players.
Yeah.
And it doesn't guarantee him squat. You know, like the Phillies or the Braves or whoever might just be in a groove that day and seeing baseballs like beach balls, and nobody can beat them. And the Phillies are, you know, they're a contender for a title. And, you know, the Dodgers obviously got better, but like, $325 million. If I'm John Middleton, I'm like, have him, LA. He's all yours.
So I chuckled
because they can implode. Like,
I first chuckled for many reasons during the course of this Yamamoto news dropping, and it was so a lot of my tweet notifications are on, and I see and I have some pages that are alerted and whatever, and I happened to be on Twitter. Actually, it wasn't a tweet notification; it was just a regular tweet that popped up, and I saw Ben Verlander with the eyes emojis, and I was like, that's got Dodgers written all over it. As soon as I saw it, because there were the way the night was unfolding, you felt like we were going to have Yamamoto news, you know, within the next 24 hours. And we kept hearing, of course, when the Giants were declined, and we kept hearing, okay, Yamamoto's getting closer. It contradicted the other reports that we had heard. He might wait until after Christmas. I felt like he wanted to wait either before or after. But it definitely was exciting to see, okay, we're getting closer. And then when Ben Verlander dropped those eyes emojis, I was like, clearly, we know how much Ben's a huge fan of Ohtani. Clearly, that is huge.
Him.
Oh, my goodness, Eugene Krabs. Wow.
What?
Okay, so Mickey Durkin gave us bottled wine, and now Eugene Krabs just raised the bar by sending us, is that real? $125 from Eugene Krabs.
Is that like pesos or something? Or is that American doll hairs?
It says...
It
so
does, but what's
for
that
those
CA,
that are on podcast platforms, Eugene Krabs just dropped us a super chat comment saying, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, PHLY Phillies, from your friends in Bikini Bottom, a.k.a. Canada.
Oh, I didn't know he was up in Canada.
I remember him saying he was in Canada.
Thank you very much,
sweet,
Eugene Krabs. You
my
horny,
goodness.
horny bastard.
We love you, Eugene. Eugene Krabs just raised the bar $125 more. He came in here like the Dodgers.
One of the OGs.
Throwing out money, man.
Yeah. We appreciate all of you.
That
but
is
Eugene,
so
that
sweet.
is really, really nice of
What
you.
else are you guys giving us?
Don't be spoiled.
I'm just kidding. I was ironically, oh my gosh, someone's going to say, I had somebody tweet me the other day saying I sound like I'm not as nice or whatever crap. And I'm like, I'm such a nice person. But you guys misunderstand my sarcasm. I was literally just telling Tyler, I don't even want gifts. Don't feel like you have to give us anything. You guys are so sweet.
How'd you feel yesterday in White Elephant being the only one stolen from? Did you enjoy that, or did that leave a bitter taste in your mouth?
I was just happy to see, wow, Scrooge,
You got
Grinch,
well, that's why I like watching people steal. I think it's funny.
Well, you know what? I didn't feel bad about it until this morning when I went to go find a mug to put my apple juice in because I don't drink coffee. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I was looking for something to put my apple juice in. And I didn't have one because I already put my water in this one. I was like, I need another cup.
You got a water.
This is all water.
But you're a water person. This is not a water person.
I'm a water person.
Yeah.
I'm a water person.
I never noticed that before.
Yeah. But I will say water on camera sometimes. But I was like, this is already full of water. And I needed somewhere to put my apple juice. And I was like, I need another mug. Oh, wait, John took it from me. So, yeah, I did feel some kind of way this morning. But thanks, Jamie, for reminding me. How did you feel about your apron?
Good.
Did Addie like the apron and the socks?
Yes, she did.
When you're
she was like, you
cooking and
yeah, she was like, you're gonna look like an idiot. And I was like, yeah, but I'll have 6 beers on me, so I'll be ready.
I'm gonna look like a drunk idiot. Is the point.
There were several designs, but they were too solid. I was like, gotta go camo. Like your apron has to go all out for sure.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm excited because you guys are so kind. We've got
Mickey
Chris,
Durkins.
MBDBDBF.
He's a Martinelli's man. Are you? What's your apple juice of choice?
I just go basic, like
Mott's.
Yeah, and the juice. What is it? Juicy juice. What's that other kid's apple juice?
Everfresh or something?
No. Oh yeah, I like Everfresh. I mean, I'm not a brand person.
Okay.
This is something you guys will learn about me. I don't really care about flashy things or brands or
Martinelli's,
anything. So.
You might have to try for Mickey Durkin's sake.
It's apple juice?
Yeah. You've never heard of Martinelli's?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really pay attention to my apple juice. I just, as long as it's like, I like just apple juice.
Oh, I'm a orange juice
I'm a child.
junkie.
So every morning, I'm a milk and then apple juice or milk and orange juice person for breakfast.
Pulp or no pulp?
Oh, no pulp. Ugh.
You've seen this.
Pulp is for is crazy. I've seen that.
After you do your milk and apple juice, do you watch Arthur or Barney?
Got your ass.
Wow, guys, coming for it. Pew, 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 pew. I was trying to think of the Arthur song, and
I kind of missed Arthur.
And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. You can learn to work and play and get along with each other. You got to listen to the heart, listen to the beat, listen to the rhythm. Okay, I'm done. Open up your eyes, open. Okay, now I remember the song, guys. It's fine.
Yeah, clearly. She came back to you in a rush.
It's a simple message. It all just came back.
Yeah, MBD. I've recently converted to really enjoying full pulp.
Ew.
I was a semi-pulp, no pulp guy majority of my life. I had a full pulp by accident recently, and I really enjoyed myself.
I can drink pulp in like a martini or something. I mean, not a martini.
Where's your mind, Renee?
I meant a mimosa.
Hey, bartender, let me get a martini on the rocks. Throw some orange juice
Extra
in there.
pulp.
Give me the pulp.
I mean, whatever. A mimosa. I mean, maybe a martini actually could be kind of good. Maybe I'll try it. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
Listen, it's 3 days before Christmas, and I'm ready to go watch some Christmas movies. Okay, that's where my head's at.
Yeah,
My head's been there since like Tuesday.
We'll get into the Christmas movies
Jeez
later
Louise.
because I want
We
to see
still
where
have to
you're
talk
at.
about
and Tyler
Yamamoto.
does. Yeah, the other great part of the Yamamoto signing with the Dodgers thing, not that it's great because he's in the NL.
Great about it.
Yeah, well, I always enjoy the Mets failures. And hashtag LOL Mets.
You're being it's petty Jamie today.
Yeah, when it comes to the Mets, I love being petty. So they thought they had a real shot here. And, the second meeting at Steve Cohen's house, I guess the Tiger Shark didn't get it done.
Do we think the Tiger Shark was a deal breaker?
Maybe is it sharks or dolphins that are revered in Japanese culture? One of them are. So maybe it was offensive to him. Maybe the trip to Steve's house, broke the deal. But he did go to an NL team, but the Mets missed him, and that's always enjoyable. The back page of the New York Post today is Yama oh no. A couple Mets fans' reactions on social media have been, epic soiling of the pants. Those fans are down bad. This kind of like put him over the top down bad. So, he did go to the Dodgers, and he is joining a super team, but the team in our division, the Mets, they missed. And
wow.
That brings me a lot. I know that makes Tyler smile. Not as much as our old friend Pat Egan, but anytime the Mets fuck up, it's great.
Yeah. Listen, the Japanese do eat sharks, so I don't know if that makes them revere them in any way, but I just did a quick Google, and that's what I found out.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean,
to me, I think walking in, I feel like it is I'll search that next.
Well, whatever.
Doesn't matter. The point is, I feel like a tiger shark to me, if I'm walking in, I'm judging you, and I don't want to play for your team. Because it's like, what kind of person are you that you have so much money and you're bored enough to have a dead? I actually think it'd be better if it was alive. A dead tiger shark just floating there. I don't. So yeah, it is a haha Mets, and that's kind of also where I was like, the Phillies didn't get Yamamoto, but the Phillies, we were never fully. Like it was kind of like
wasn't happening.
It was kind of like going into the dating pool, and you already have the expectation, you're like, it's not going to work out with this person, but you shoot your shot anyways, and you try. And when they reject you, you're like, nah, I didn't even really try. Whereas for the Mets and the Yankees, and even
they were desperate.
They were courting. They were showing up at the person's door. They were sliding in DMs. Like that's the comparison of the dating world. And then they still got shot down. So. Sucks to suck.
It's always going to put a smile on my face.
I love that for you, Jamie.
Thank you.
So with the deal now, it has a $50 million signing bonus, no deferrals per source.
There are 2 opt-outs.
Yamamoto will receive the most guaranteed dollars ever given to a pitcher, so he does surpass Cole with that.
Doesn't that make, I don't know, Tyler, does that make you uncomfortable if you're like, I know the guy can be nasty, but the most money ever, and he's never thrown a major league pitch. It just seems crazy.
No, it really doesn't make me uncomfortable because that's the price you have to pay to play this game with him. And listen,
I hope it blows up in their face.
There is a unique situation in baseball where any contract can be bad, like you always say, outside of a 1-year deal, because it's all guaranteed money. So, you're taking a risk signing anyone. I think that this is the game that you had to play. You had to, show the money
to make
this happen, and you live with the consequences if it doesn't work out. But I will say, I have no issue with teams trying. To spend to bolster their, and I know it's the Dodgers. They're not the teams they're not the teams that are sitting here crying poor like the Pirates and the A's and all that. But I look at.
More money than any pitcher ever.
Listen, it's the game you have to play to get a guy like that.
Does it make me a bad person?
Crazy? Sure, but you have to pay that money.
Does it make me a bad person that I'm rooting for his failure now?
No, that does make you a bad person.
Does it?
Well, I mean, I think so. I'm judging you.
Tyler, am I a bad person?
I mean, when you have,
why?
how is it any different? How is it any different than when you have someone get drafted or,
it's good for him he got money, but I kind of wanted to blow up in the Dodgers' face.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to say I want him to be successful and then go win a World Series title.
Yeah,
but
I don't dislike the guy. I just hope it blows up in the Dodgers' face now. $1 billion on 2 players is outrageous.
It is a lot of pressure in the sense that, like you said, every time he has any sort of an off game or something, people are going to say, oh, $325 million. Oh, 12-year deal.
$1 billion for 2 players.
Yeah, and if anytime the Dodgers lose, anytime the Dodgers do anything, any errors, any losses, any mistakes, any scuffles, anything that goes wrong, somebody farts, somebody says something weird, like anything they do now, the sports world is literally watching them and now going to be ready to point it out. And we've seen this happen time and time again. Ironically, I was just looking at a crazy stat around Kevin Durant. Ever since he left the Warriors, he hasn't been on a team that's won more than like 50 games. And the crazy thing about him, much like what we could see with the Dodgers, is it's super teams that don't pan out.
Yeah, it's great.
Now, for the Dodgers, we kept saying, okay, at least they don't have strong pitching, and they bring in Tyler Glass now. Okay, but still, their pitching still needs work, and they bring in Yamamoto.
Next year, they're going to be loaded at pitching.
I imagine this deal for Yamamoto is going to pay out possibly bigger in the future. I know that's what the Phillies obviously were talking about, what many teams were looking at. He's the now and the future. So I imagine this year we're going to see some Yamamoto hiccups because it's going to be his first year in the majors. But I think we're going to see that deal be a lot more, come into fruition a lot more as the season goes, the years go on.
Yamamoto, who is it, May?
And if Emmett Sheehan can be anything that they expect him to be, plus Dustin May and maybe Tony Gonsolin come back.
Oof.
That is filthy. But yes, I think super teams are good for sports because it's the heel and wrestler. In wrestling, I was never a wrestling guy. Tyler, I know you are.
Yeah,
the heel is good.
I was a wrestling.
Yeah, you are too.
I
forgot about that.
I'm a bigger wrestling person than you are.
Yeah, I never watched. I watched it once in high school. Stone Cold The Rock, and I was like, this isn't for me. But it's good for the sport because now I hate the Dodgers, and every time the Dodgers go to stadiums around the country, people are probably going to want to see it. One, because you have baseball Jesus and Ohtani, and now Yamamoto's a complete it's really exciting. And then two, you get to root against them at all times.
Well,
so that's fun.
You know what? Super teams are good for the casual fans.
Yeah.
Because it's a great way to pull in fans. I think
it's good for the hardcore fans, too.
In Miami, after having Messi this past season, now they also just signed Luis Suarez, which is a major soccer name on the international spectrum.
The biter.
Yeah. So, these types of things, now Inter Miami's becoming, they're not a super team, but they're just bolstering their roster to have some of the biggest names in soccer. Also? Yeah.
Jeez.
So these types of things, listen, when's the last time you watched an MLS game and you knew these things?
I watch don't get me started on the Apple TV package.
Okay, but
I watched Messi's first game in the MLS.
Right, exactly.
At my buddy's house because he had the package.
You're proving my point.
He bought the package.
So it makes people that are maybe if you're a sports fan, you just love to see good, exciting sports. You just love to see, things like Ohtani at the Rams game last night, getting the all-star treatment that he deserves. I just wasn't there. I couldn't be there. I had to be here for the show. So, I couldn't make it out to Thursday night primetime game.
But these are the type of things. For years. Why are they acting like all of a sudden because he's with the Dodgers? He was literally in Anaheim, LA area.
The Dodgers, Rob was talking about yesterday when we had Rob Parker on, the Dodgers are the team in LA. So him being with the Dodgers versus the Angels is huge difference. So the point I'm trying to make is super teams are good for the casual fans.
And they're good for the hardcore, too.
To help bring fans over. And then for the hardcore fans that do enjoy... I'm
rooting for his failure.
How many times did we play FIFA or any other video game and you put all the best players on the same team? I know I always did it because I wanted to make my own super team. And this is watching that video game play out in real life, which is what makes it exciting. It's like the little kid in you, that sports fan junkie that was playing Madden and FIFA and 2K. Now you get to see those teams actually happening in real life. So for sports, it's good and bad, especially when they lose, because now it's like, that
unless
super team
they win
back-to-back
World Series, it's good for the game because it gives everybody somebody to hate.
And we just don't want them to run through. I just don't want to see a super team. I will watch more
national Dodger games now than I would have probably a year ago.
You're not going to have a choice because they're going to be on Sunday Night Baseball.
They're going to be shoved down times. Your throat. So there's a list of the remaining free agents, and now the top three are gone. The Athletic put out this piece by Jim Bowden and some others, and it's just kind of like the free agent tracker. Now the top three agents are off the board, so the question is, does the floodgates open up here, and do we start seeing now Bellinger and Snell and Chapman and these guys all start to sign and make moves? So the top three, number one was obviously Ohtani. Let's not forget in all of this, the number two name on the list at the Athletic was Aaron Nola, who the Phillies did get. So that is... it's not sky is falling here in Philadelphia just because the Dodgers formed together a super team. But they did get Yamamoto, who was number 3 on that list. So they got number 1 and number 3 this offseason. Cody Bellinger comes in at 4th. We've talked about him. Most likely looks like Toronto's kind of sneaking in there as a possibility for him. The interesting one to me are the next 2, and that's number 5, Blake Snell, number 6, Jordan Montgomery. I wonder where those end up going. Blake Snell, I saw something today online that the Angels might now take a run at him because he's a West Coast guy, and they've obviously lost a lot in Ohtani. So it'll be interesting to see where Snell goes. The Red Sox and Yankees are still kind of like have money to spend and need a resurgence. So I'm curious where those 2 end up going.
Yeah, it is. It is interesting because every day we have something different. I know yesterday we were going to talk about how the Giants felt like they had a good shot at Yamamoto.
Yeah,
and
that was literally in yesterday's show sheet.
That was in our show sheet that we did not
Giants
get to.
Giants are desperate too. Yeah.
And then they got declined. The Blue Jays, another team, people are making fun of them a little bit because there have been the reports that the Blue Jays have been talking with Michael Taylor's representatives about a recent contract. And so obviously Bellinger's been in the conversation with the Blue Jays as well. It's like, oh, wow, you go from Yamamoto and Ohtani talks to Michael Taylor talks.
Yeah, that's a buzzkill.
Yeah, just a little. But listen, that's where things are right now. I know I saw a report earlier, or not a report at all, but a quote, just Mark Feisan saying like things are going to finally begin to thaw across the rest of baseball. And I was like, actually, I agree. I agree with that. I feel like there was just such a huge gap between the top free agents and that next tier, whether it was because of financial reasons for someone like Cody Bellinger, where his financial number just didn't match the desire for teams to want to sign him, or just other reasons. There was a huge gap. And now that those names are off the board, I know you guys in the chat are talking about Blake Snell. Someone like Blake Snell, I think we're going to see move.
The Giants, I think somebody in the chat said, it was Mickey. He could end up there because they're desperate. So the other names on the list, number 7, Sonny Gray, obviously signed in St. Louis. Matt Chapman then becomes, one of the few power bats available on the market. He's number 8. Eduardo Rodriguez was 9. He signed with the Diamondbacks. So we're looking at 5 of the top 10 names off the board. And then number 10 is Josh Hader. We'll see where he ends up going. Maybe Texas we've seen tied to him. And then once you get outside, and this is where we'll keep an eye on the Phillies. And, Marcus Stroman is number 11. I've seen him tied to Cincinnati in some rumors. Number 12, Imanaga, who we've talked about, do the Phillies now. And we'll get to Scott Lauber's thing in a second. Is that a guy they take a shot at? And then, 13 was Rhys Hoskins, our old buddy. And then, a lot of that 10 to 20 ranked players have all signed now. The names remaining there are Jorge Soler, Teoscar Hernandez, Lucas Giolito back to the pitching ranks. So, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see how much the Phillies have interest in some of these remaining guys.
Yeah, and you know what else can help you keep an eye on things? That's Rocket Money, because Rocket Money helps you keep an eye on your finances. Now, I love Rocket Money. I just got an email from them actually today because a transaction happened that they didn't recognize that it's something different than my usual transactions holidays. So over at Rocket Money, they are a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, helps to monitor your spending, helps to lower your bills because they're actually tracking what's coming in and out of your bank accounts every day. And if they notice something like they flagged my purchase, if they notice something that's a little bit different than your usual purchases or your usual spending habits, they will flag it and alert you just to make sure that you have approved it and you're okay with it. And so Rocket Money has helped over 5 million users, and it helps them save an average of $720 a year with over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. They'll do a good job negotiating those subscriptions for you to get them canceled, helping you keep track of them. I know our buddy Chris here that works on our social media does a fantastic job, was just telling us prior to the show that he had 3 subscriptions all from the same app. And he's like, if I had Rocket Money, I probably would have been able to manage that better. I needed Rocket Money. So yes, with Rocket Money, stop wasting time, stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel those unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/PHLY. Again, that's rocketmoney.com/PHLY. So see all your subscriptions, manage your finances, and make sure that you're able to check out refunds, anything else you have going on to lower your bills and take care of your finances.
Eugene Krabs says naughty Renee was spending money on the 18+ websites, and Rocket Money said, no more, Renee. You're wasting too much money on that site.
Sure. Let's go with that. Listen.
It's a fun one to believe.
Thanks, guys. But it will flag you if you have some of those questionable things, guys. So for those of you with some questionable transactions, I'm looking at you.
I just had subscriptions. No, I'm not too bad with. Amazon's like my week, like because you think of something, you're just like, oh, it's here tomorrow.
All the time.
And it's just like,
yeah.
As opposed to like forgetting I need this or whatever. I'm just swiping.
Yeah, and I don't like to go to the store anymore because
I went to the store today. It was terrible.
Oh, first of all, going to the store now gives me like anxiety.
I had to actually like I needed body wash, and it was locked behind the case, and I had to like scan.
Yeah, but that's the problem.
I had
Things
to
are behind.
and then it took like. It felt like 35 minutes. It was
Walmart?
probably like 7. It was Target.
Yeah, because Walmart, Target, these stores have now put body wash behind a lock where you can't even buy.
A lot.
That gives me that I don't like that.
But I was like, I don't.
If I was on Amazon, I could just.
It would be at my doorstep. Why did I do that?
But I don't like it because I'm a shopaholic, and when I go in the store, I go in there for one thing.
Well,
and
Target is the
I go and buy
king of,
everything but that one thing.
I need this one thing, but oh my god, I spent $175.
See, with Amazon though, it or anything online, it helps me buffer because I'm like, all right, this is my total. So I don't want to spend more than X amount of money. Let me just get rid of it. So yeah,
Mickey Durkin says my FOCO purchases are out of control.
Yeah, FOCO is another one that can get you because you just find yourself looking at things and you're like, oh, you know what? I guess I do need that. Yeah. Now you're justifying things.
Now I got my Eagles sweater for Christmas Day.
Right.
Bingo. All set.
All set, man. That's the beauty of where things are now. It allows you to be. It actually, I feel like it's more convenient than anything, and that I'll pay extra for shipping if it means I get convenience. I don't have to worry about running through the store. No. People are turning reckless through the aisles, and it gets a little reckless out there in these stores these days.
The one thing I will say, because I do enjoy the in-person shopping still. Like, I think, like, I like seeing it, holding it tangibly in my hands.
No, thanks.
The one thing that does drive me nuts that you were just talking about people, like, cutting corners, people just walk at you.
That's why I don't like it. That's what gives me anxiety being in public stores.
I've always been a big believer in, like, especially if the aisles are separated by, like, stuff. You walk on the right aisle.
Yeah. Right, like if you're just like you're driving, you don't know how to drive either. So that's why it carries in the stores.
Just like I'm making eye contact with you right now. They will just make eye contact with you and walk at you.
Or squeeze their carts through like you're not standing there. And I'm like, excuse me. That stuff pisses me off. I don't like, I feel like it's probably a double-edged sword. Part of the reason probably is the fact that we have less in-person things. People don't know how to interact. They will just walk right through you. They will act like you're not standing there. They will push their carts and their babies right into you. It doesn't matter.
Babies. So, yeah. People just using their babies as bumper cars.
Basically. It's rough out here. You gotta go to the store ready. Just head on a swivel.
What was the one Christmas movie with Sinbad?
Oh my gosh, like the hot toy? Love that movie.
And Arnold,
Jingle All the Way.
Yes, I love that movie. That's a classic right there. But that's what it's like every day. It's a fight out here in these stores. All right. Well, listen, the excitement of Yamamoto being off the board or lack of excitement, depending on how you look at it, definitely has changed things on the market for sure. And with that, it now has us wondering what's going to happen around Major League Baseball. What's next for teams? What are they going to do? Where do they go from here? Especially those teams like the Yankees and the Mets, who were all in on Yamamoto, all in on Ohtani, and fell short. And like Jingle on the Way, fell short of getting that prize in the store and fell on their faces. Well, there were some question marks. Of course, we still don't know the offer that the Phillies put out for Yamamoto. But Scott Lauber did put out a piece with the Inquirer saying that the Phillies continue.
But I bet it's just slightly north of 200. I bet it was one of those like, we know this isn't close, but here's 225.
Listen, that's why I made the joke. It's a non-compete because they weren't really trying to compete. They were just putting out an offer just to say we put out an offer. And if they had put out an offer and said, we gave something around, like we have a ballpark idea of a lot of clubs' offers, but not the Phillies, because the Phillies, in my opinion, like you said, probably did not put out a good offer, but it was just, we did it. We put one out there. So with that, Scott Lauber did have a nice piece written after Yamamoto's news broke last night, saying that the Phillies will continue to look to bolster the bullpen and add depth to the rotation, and it would be surprising if they didn't add an outfielder to provide coverage in case center fielder Johan Rojas, doesn't make the team out of spring training. The Phillies are now, as we know, going to look to continue to finally solidify those other pieces that we've talked about many times here on the show, that bullpen arm, the depth of the rotation, an outfielder. And it now makes me wonder, okay, what are we going to see from the Phillies between now and, the next couple weeks.
Yeah, the thing, it's stuff we've all talked about before. Nothing earth-shattering there from Scott, but it is nice to hear because, he's talking to people within the organization that the outfielder is on the list because I think it's crazy not to get one, especially when you're this close. Like, Nick, don't call me Jake Cave, or Jake, don't call me Nick Cave, whatever it is. Like, he's a fine bench piece, but he shouldn't be your number one option.
You should just do Jake Cave like JC Penney. JC.
Okay. All right.
That's how hopefully it'll help you remember.
And then I'm going to call him Nick Cave. Like, it doesn't matter. It's just what I do. Yeah.
It's just what you do.
Yeah. It's just the way my brain goes. So I'd like to see, I don't want to put all of our apples in the Christian Pache and Johan Rojas basket. I would like to diversify a little bit because if they are comfortable with Brandon Marsh in left, then you either get somebody to platoon / back him up in left, maybe with a little more pop, because then left field and center field, like you're looking at maybe a combined. What did Brandon Marsh hit last year? Like 15, 14
home runs?
Yeah. 12.
I got you. Hold on one second.
But two outfield spots, you're going to be looking at maybe 20 home runs.
Yeah.
He hit 12.
12. Yeah. Like that's not great. And Brandon Marsh had a good year, but like, I need a little bit more pop from left field and center field.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind seeing one of these, veteran type of outfielders, even if it is like a Michael Taylor or something. Like bring some competition in.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just assume Rojas and Pache.
That's what I would like to see happen. I know. I think it was, if you can scroll up just a smidge, Tyler. Ran Matendo 77 was saying you all need to sign Hader. I know people have been saying on Twitter and various spots I've been seeing, all right, Phillies, now just go sign someone like Hader. Go sign some of these, whether it's bullpen arms or even outfielder pieces. I'm not in on Hader as much, but I will say, yeah, go get some pieces that are at least going to make it competitive for these roles and at least be able to add something.
Yeah, like I like Pache.
You don't need
Rojas worst cases like backup bench
but
players.
You still need more.
Yeah, and it's good to hear that out of Scott. I think bullpen is obvious. I'd be surprised if they added a starting pitching guy, but again, I'm not opposed to it.
Well,
but I think outfielder and bullpen are the top two priorities.
Right, and apparently, as we know, Dave was saying, our starting pitchers are set. But then I know Scott Lauber was also mentioning in his piece how once the market was still there for Yamamoto, then the Phillies recognized, okay, this is a chance to check all those boxes of the now and the future. We do need to at least try. So I imagine when you take a step back now that Yamamoto's off the board and going to the Dodgers, that for Dave Dombrowski and for the Phillies, now they won't look to add a starting pitcher. It was just, you almost can't pass up on Yamamoto. Like, you're comfortable with the starting pitchers that you have in the 5, but if you have the ability to sign someone like Yamamoto who gives you that solidification for now and the future, why not be able to do that? And I think now that he's off the board, I agree. I don't think we're going to see the Phillies go after a starting pitcher. Instead, use those funds and whatever that offer was, maybe that $200 million offer, whatever it was, and allocate those funds towards bullpen arms and outfielder pieces instead.
Yeah, we've talked about Stevenson in the bullpen. I've seen some people in the chat say, like, go trade for Devin Williams now. Mm-hmm. It appears Milwaukee might be holding this together. We'll see what happens. With Corbin Burns, that'll be their tell there. Or is it Adams? Not Adams.
Adames.
You talking
about Willie Adames?
Yeah,
it's Adames.
So that's another likely guy they could move. Samsonite, Swami. I was way off. So, we'll see what happens with the Milwaukee, but they're not probably Imanaga. I would doubt it because he's probably going to get some decent money as one of the best pitchers now.
Yeah, I imagine he's going to get a good hefty deal.
And Chris says, what's the Taiwan situation? Is he still pissed? They talked about it at the end of the year that they love his competitiveness and this and that. Taiwan's one of those guys that is great for a regular season because he can potentially get you 15 wins and he can eat some innings for you, but you don't really want to count on him for a real playoff run. So
and I know
the other possibility is upgrading at the trade deadline too. Even if they don't go get one of these guys, they might upgrade starting pitching at the trade deadline if, say Christopher Sanchez or Taijuan Walker's flailing, or, you do want to keep a little flexibility for the trade deadline still.
I do get that vibe too, and I'm not opposed to that either. I think there's value in, and as Dave Dombrowski and Rob Thompson were talking about someone like Taijuan Walker and Christopher Sanchez and even Ranger and Kyle Trey, they were kind of going through the list of various names, and it was a similar theme for each guy of, we're going to now give them a chance to see how they can improve on the areas they may have struggled last year, see what they can do, and go from there. We have faith in them. We're encouraged by, where their trajectory is headed. So someone like Taiwan or Christopher, you give them a chance to show what they can do, and you have in your back pocket a trade deadline. What's up, Mags Rivera? You're saying Merry Christmas, and Managa, Duvall, and Neris are on the radar.
So funny, Mags brings up...
Welcome in, by the way, Mags.
What brings up Hector Neris, because Bleacher Report did a article 2 days ago that was one free agent signing for every team that makes sense. So I went through the list and I pulled out all the NL East teams, and we'll buzz through those. What really made me smile today was that the Mets recommended free agent pitcher that made sense was Yamamoto. And it really makes me laugh that they took the Mets offer back to LA and said, hey, this is what Steve Cohen and the Mets gave me. Do you want to match it? And LA was like, yep. Screw you, Mets.
Yeah.
But the name for the Phillies was Hector Neris. And, look, I would love the reunion, to be honest with you. He's not going to be your closer per se, but he's a high leverage 7th, 8th inning guy. He's been really good in Houston. I always liked Hector when he was here. He was one of the lone bright spots. I'm all for the reunion with Hector Neris. Bring him in.
Yeah, I agree. I know there's some other thoughts in the chat as well. Dave Dorr was saying Walker should be channeling that anger into learning how to pitch clean innings in the beginning of the game. Agreed.
Nice.
I think, I think for everybody, and this is definitely the common mindset as well that I agree with, is instead of hitting the panic button and trying to move all these guys and shake up the roster, which as we know is not needed for the Phillies, instead take what you struggled with last year, make adjustments and learn from it. As you all know, I'm all team adjustments and learning. I think that's perfectly fine. So someone like Taijuan Walker, okay, here's why you weren't we didn't feel comfortable having you pitch in the postseason. I imagine these conversations are happening. This is the conversation I would be having if I'm coach, if I'm managing this group, is here's why we didn't feel comfortable putting you in the postseason. Let's work on it and let's improve it. And next year, when we get back to the postseason, you'll be someone that we can count on. So I would hope, to your point, Dave, that Taijuan Walker is doing exactly that, channeling that anger positively to use it to help the Phillies and be someone that they can, go to in the playoffs. Mickey Durkin saying Valdez. I know I see more Neris comments. So, yeah, there's definitely
I would love
options.
Stevenson or Hicks out there, too, who's a flamethrower.
And that's all the Phillies need.
Yeah, they just need another bullpen arm. I just hope they're not counting on Orion to be something that he's not yet proven to be. So I would like to see another, arm brought in, particularly a righty. So the other teams on this list, the Braves that had mentioned as starting pitcher Sean Manaea as their ideal fit. The Mets had Yamamoto. The Marlins had
see how that played out.
Shortstop Tim Anderson, formerly of the White Sox, as a perfect fit. And the Nats they had listed as Carlos Santana, our old friend, as the perfect fit there. And that kind of does make sense. I always liked Carlos Santana. Flipped the table and broke a TV during Gabe Kapler's final year here. Just didn't really pan out in Philly, but he was fine.
Oh, man. JL, welcome into the chat as well. We've got a lot of different names in here today. You're saying congrats to the Dodgers for their World Series championship with some sarcasm. Yeah,
they're guaranteed.
It'll be very laughable if they do not win the World Series this year. That's what I enjoy seeing. I love a super team that does not win a title and now has everybody like, oh, ha 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 ha, because you didn't win and you thought you were going to just bring in all these names and win it.
MBD, so Sean Renee, it does stink. So if the Braves want to sign him, that would be great. I don't mind.
So if they want a left-handed arm, but if Sean Manaea is the target for this,
Manaea? I always thought it was Manaea.
Yeah, Manaea.
Jeez, so kid can't pronounce anything.
If that's their target, that tells me that they think the Braves want a left-handed starter, right?
Yeah, like a fifth.
That's all well and good, but why at that point would you not just go spend the money and go get Blake Snell?
Because of spending the money, and the Braves don't typically spend top of the market money.
But their salary cap their salary structure is really, really good. They've got all these guys on these ridiculously cheap deals. This would be the time to strike if you're looking for
they're in win now mode.
A top end of the rotation arm.
Yeah.
You pair him and Strider together, you got something cooking.
Yeah.
And I know that we've talked about Snell not being that dude, and it's why he's still on the market despite the fact that he won the Cy Young last year. But wouldn't this be the time to strike?
It would be, but let's not give them any ideas. I don't want Alex Anthopoulos pouncing on Blake Snell because
he listened to our show.
I think that you would have 2 super teams in the NL. And I don't think the Phillies would be one of them if that happened.
There you go. Braves are cheapos.
Braves are cheapos. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, they don't spend like that. So, like, yes, what you're saying makes sense. Now is the time. They're in win now, come up short a couple years in a row mode with some really favorable team deals. They should be taking advantage of this.
And
Let's hope they don't.
you would think that the Braves would be a little bit more aggressive because of the last 2 postseason flops. But, yeah, let's not give them ideas. If you don't want to make that move and you want to get someone like Manea instead, sure. Yeah, interesting.
And like hypothetical man's right. Like the Braves ballpark is not large, and we know that, Blake Snell is prone to walking guys and giving up the long ball. But if you're going to strike out 230 a year and Strider's going to strike out 230 a year, like, listen, I'm not defending Blake Snell. There's a reason he's still in the market.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like looking at this from an objective viewpoint, I feel like that would be pretty significant.
Well, where you never strike out, Tyler? That's the Game Time app. There's always home runs going on at Game Time, and you can use code PHLY for $20 off your first purchase. It's not too late to get one of your loved ones a great holiday gift, and it's super simple and easy with the Game Time app because buying tickets should never be stressful, and Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets. I sent my buddy to get Nate Bargatze tickets in February at the Wells Fargo Center for his wife. And I was like, dude, use the Game Time app. You'll have it in no time. It's so simple, so easy. And he did it. Killer deals on last minute tickets. They have a best price guarantee, so you can stop stressing. Flash deals, last minute tickets. You can get a view of your seat so you know exactly where you're sitting and what you're looking at, depending on the type of event. Lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection, job loss protection. Game Time's got your back. The Game Time guarantee means you'll always get the best price. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you back 110% of the difference. So snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PHLY. I don't know why I said B. I put a little extra hump on that P and made it a B. PHLY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, just create an account and use code PHLY for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
All right. Well, you guys have some great suggestions, not only for where Sean and Blake should go, but also for some possible games. It actually would be fun to do either the TNT, Eugene Krabs saying the TNT crew, how they do for the NBA, like where's this guy, what team is this guy on, or guess how do you say that name?
Oh, we could have some fun with where's this guy play.
What people don't always realize is it's so tough when you have, like, something I always notice is, phonetically, it's not always pronounced the same depending on, culture, background, where you're from.
Well, I'm a Philadelphian, so mispronouncing is in my DNA.
Okay, yeah, or just that. But it's like I try so hard, but there are some people that pronounce their name differently. Like I always use the example, I was doing a game and the player's name was Mikel, but it was spelled Michael. Like who would look at Michael and think Mikel?
Siobhan, Dave P. I know that one.
It was Mikel because it was not based on the American pronunciation. There's just so many different factors. It's tough, but I would love to do that.
Would you be able to read that name that Dave?
I've actually know somebody with that name.
I went to a college
so that's
with
the
a
only
girl
reason I
named
could.
Siobhan.
Yeah, I could only get that one because
that's
what helps me out if I know somebody knows somebody that's got that name.
But it just reads like Manea to me.
It does. What'd you say it was?
Manea.
Oh, I said Manea also, and I even heard you say Manea.
By the way,
said it wrong.
We were talking about Blake Snell. He gave up 15 home runs last year. That's not terrible. Petco's a large park. Yeah. I understand that, but at no point has he given up more than 16 in his career. That's
pretty good.
I thought it would be more than that.
Yeah, I did too.
Just based on the eye test.
I think it's more the walks is the concern.
99 walks is a lot.
Yeah, substantial amount of walks.
Well, I know there's so many things that we can continue to unpack around baseball right now, but we are just 3 days away from Christmas, guys. The holidays are here. There's some exciting things right now as we're preparing for the holidays. And I want to tell you guys, this is not an ad. This is not me, promoting this group or anything or this company at all. But I want to tell you about the Shit Express because I was listening to the radio. You heard me.
The Shit Express?
You heard me. You heard me. So I was listening to the radio. I can't take credit for this. I stumbled onto this. If you guys are looking for something to give somebody as a gift, this is a great gift for you. It is the Shit Express, and it is exactly as the name implies. What do you think it does? If it's exactly as the name implies.
Shit Express? They delivered poop to your doorstep?
That is correct.
Is it?
They anonymously send poop. You can mail, but it gets better. They have a whole website. They have a whole website.
Today. All right, see you later. Happy holidays.
They have a whole website. It's actually very entertaining. They mail a real piece of poo in a box.
Human poo?
100% anonymous, and you have options. You can choose from horse manure, elephant dung. They've got all types of poop. I don't know. I didn't scroll through the website enough. Let me pull the website back up because I clearly have more questions.
Yeah.
And you guys have the chance to send poo in a box. It's pretty interesting to think about. You can do that.
Eugene Krabs send shit in a box. What's going through my head right now is you can send shit in a box. Like
their website is a simple way to send a piece of shit in a box around the world.
I appreciate the ingenuity of this company.
And it's like all the people who annoy you.
Free worldwide shipping.
You can choose an animal. That part's the interesting one. They have they offer. Oh, this gets gross.
I mean,
they offer. I'm just kidding. Organic, wet horse poop.
I mean, that's if you own like a farm and you're like up to your knees in shit everywhere. This is a great business model.
But look at it, looks like chocolate.
Oh,
it's like in a Tupperware container.
It looks like a frozen ice cream.
Yeah, it actually looks like you're getting
filled
food.
To the brim with poop. Is poop again.
Do we have any other producers here? I need to go. This is disgusting.
Well, the chat seems to like the poop talk, Tyler.
You guys enjoy poop talk because you're all 15-year-olds boys.
I'm gonna MVD, the Shit Express. ... I feel a Eugene Krabs comment incoming, and then Eugene Krabs is like 2 of the next 5 comments. Of course.
But
I'm sending one to the NovaCare if the Eagles lose to Tommy Cutlets on Monday. I'm not sure this is legal. Is it?
I don't know. It's claimed someone else ordered. They give you updates. Someone else ordered shit 40 minutes ago.
Oh.
People are like ordering as of now, apparently. I'm going to order now.
What's the price on this? Can you get to the point where it tells you the price?
Okay, so yeah, let me do that.
How much are they charging for this?
So the animal options are, it looks like just elephants or horses. That's all you got.
Okay.
I'm going to do Jamie Lynch.
Yeah, I'm just curious what they're, because
I'm just trying to get through the prices.
If you have a horse farm and you don't know what to do with all this shit, this is brilliant.
Wait, I just want to see a price. I don't want them to accidentally send it though.
Like it can't be like more than like.
Oh, 16.
I was going to say, it can't be more than $20.
$16.95. And they've got free worldwide shipping. So you can send it anywhere you want around the world. Sounds like they should be a sponsor of ours.
It sounds like you can't afford not to buy it.
You can send a box filled with gluten-free kosher horse shit for as low as $16.95.
I can think of, not many people, but I can think of like 1 or 2 people I'd like to send some poop to.
I would never send somebody poop.
It's anonymous.
That's so rude. Imagine you walk out your front door, and what could be worse is like
I would actually.
I don't know about how your house is, but like the kids get excited. Do your girls get excited for boxes or anything? Like
the Christmas cards they got real into.
God forbid, it's like, oh, Dad's got a package. And
I got sent a package of glitter dicks once. Where you like open the card and it explodes and all these little glitter penises were all over the floor. I also got sent once a giant gummy penis as a joke. So like I like the prank mail.
So this is right up your alley.
Yeah,
so here you go. There you go, guys. For those of you that enjoy sending ridiculous things to people,
the glitter bomb,
shitexpress.com.
If you want to get somebody because you're forced. So like the card's playing music and the only way to get it to stop is to like pull this tab on it. And once you pull the tab, the glitter goes everywhere. I was finding this stuff in my house for like a year and a half after.
Oh.
If you really want to get at somebody, send them a glitter bomb.
Yeah, I don't like glitter. Just gets everywhere.
Exactly.
I'm not a fan of glitter. I'm not a fan. No. Okay, so I thought that was interesting. I know also as we're wrapping up, let's just keep with all the ridiculousness of. I know you, Jamie, had stumbled onto the tweet about the favorite curse word in every state.
Yeah, I actually didn't look at the link. I just put it in there. It was from the Onion.
The Onion's always
always good. So I don't know if there's an actual state by state breakdown. What would you guess Pennsylvania's favorite curse word is?
Because
I would say MFer.
I was gonna say the same thing. thinking.
Yeah, I would think.
But I didn't want to say it. I wasn't going to say it, but I was thinking it.
Alabama is non-sister effer.
Wow. But that's the thing. It's very okay. Here's the list.
Alaska is salmon
Here's the
hole.
list. I just skipped to the list because you're going through the slides. Oh no, we're wrong. Pennsylvania is buggy effort. It must be Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
Clearly
Lancaster
that's not.
County.
That's not Lancaster.
Yeah.
You buggy effort.
It's pretty
Well, I've
good,
never
buggy
heard that
effer.
before. Let me see what
Yeah.
New Jersey is as a Jersey girl.
Yeah, what would you guess? What's hot
Well,
in Jersey?
if it's things like this, I don't know. This is like
I think
creative.
they're
I've never
kinda-
even heard of a
I
buggy
think they're
effort.
kind of jokes because it's the Onion.
It is. New Jersey's claiming.
What is it?
Wait, what? My beautiful son's whore of a wife? That must be that North Jersey Italian crew.
Yeah, that's Tommy
It's that-
Cutler land.
Yeah, that's definitely so. That is definitely some Tommy land
Tommy cutlets.
for sure.
I still gotta get some cutlets.
Wait, and you're in like an Italian accent. I can't do it.
What is it?
My beautiful son's whore.
My beautiful son's whore of a wife.
There it is.
Yeah, it's lovely.
That's definitely North Jay-Z for sure. That's not all of Jay-Z.
So as we embark on the big holiday here,
Let's
Renee,
shift it to more pleasant, jolly
what are
things.
you don't want to talk about my my son's whore wife, my son's whore wife. What is your plans for the Eagles game on Christmas Day? How is your family going to handle this? And then I'll tell you about mine. I want to hear what Tyler's up to. I'm really looking forward to Christmas Day. I will not be on Eagles pre and post that day because my girls are Christmas obsessed, and I bowed out. But I have something in store. I want to know what you guys are up to for the Eagles game and Christmas. How do you work it in? How do you menage it? Or manage it?
Dude, you can't pronounce words today.
No, I can't.
But that's not one.
Manage.
Stop saying menage.
It just means three. I bought Menage a Trois wine the other
No,
day.
it doesn't. Trois is 3.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, menage is not.
that's what I meant. I'm having a rough one here, folks. What are you doing for the Eagles game?
Not menaging, that's for sure. Listen,
I would just always associate with Menage a Trois.
No,
so I was
trois
thinking
is
like
on the
it
trois,
all means 3.
on
Yeah,
the trois cat,
No,
you know,
I'm
it's
aware.
math.
I'm just I drank last night and my brain is in the mud, I guess you could say.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I told you about the Shit Express then.
Yeah.
That's right on brand where your brain's at today. It's
So
in
what are you doing for the
pile of
Eagles
poo.
game and
So
Christmas?
I
How do
love
you
the
manage?
holidays. I was telling Tyler and Chris about it before the show. The holidays for me and my family, it's not just a day, it's a season. So like all leading up to Christmas, it's like going to light shows, Disney's on Ice, going to see, going to make some gingerbread cookies and gingerbread houses. So actual Christmas Day is fun. We wear our Christmas onesies and jammies. The whole it's just my immediate family. We don't see the rest of the family. We see them other days. We watch games all day. So we're flipping from NBA to NFL games all day. We will play Christmas music at the house, big music family here. That's why I'm always all about the music vibes. We're going to eat well, have a big lunch and dinner. Well, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We always open gifts in the morning, and then we just like relax and have fun and play games and watch games all day.
Nice.
So that's my fun Christmas. It's usually like big breakfast, open gifts, but you're like starving while you open gifts. And then start on, putting them together for the kids, having our big breakfast, and then we just...
Oh, I love the big breakfast. The Christmas breakfast, top breakfast of the year. I got to my wife's going grocery shopping tomorrow, so I'm on breakfast duty.
Okay, so what's your Christmas Day starting with your breakfast duty?
So Christmas, we're hosting Christmas Eve dinner for my cousins down the street, my mom and mother-in-law. They're all coming over. We're doing a nice little... Pitbull at the Washington.
We will not be playing Pitbull. It's more the Temptations, the OJs, Nat King Cole,
I got
Jackson
my Vince
5,
Guardielli,
the classic,
Charlie
Michael
Brown,
Bublé.
Christmas. Michael Bublé is overrated.
Wait, real quick. I missed the fact that we no longer have musicians that make Christmas albums. Like back in the day, you'd see that was like a staple of your career. You put out a whole Christmas album, Michael Bublé, Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, whoever, Luther Vandross. You put out like a true Christmas album, and that was kind of like, all right, you're big time. But they don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So I miss those days.
So tonight we're actually going to Yuletide at Devon, nice little Christmas village thing,
Nice.
taking the girls to see Santa and do story time with Mrs. Claus. Then tomorrow, the big guy comes to our neighborhood on the fire truck.
Oh, that's a little late.
It was supposed to be last Sunday. It got postponed because of the rain. So we'll do a little pre-gaming at my cousin's house, go out and see Santa. And then Sunday, Christmas Eve, we're hosting. Saturday, Saturday. God, I'm a mess today. Monday,
you need this break.
Christmas Day. My cousin, shout out the Shoe Crafts, host I think there's 63 of us this year. Cousin gathering, 20 kids under the age of 10. And this year's theme, usually we do like crab imperial and prime rib and all that. This year, my cousin Sally said it's Eagles tailgate food Christmas dinner. So it's going to be all the best tailgate, your favorite like low key, and it's going to be all based around the Eagles. We got the block pools going. So you have
like barbecue food and stuff like that?
I don't know what people are bringing. There's going to be like buffalo chicken dick and cheesesteak. Did I say buffalo chicken dick? God, Jamie, I can't talk today. I don't know what's going on. I mean, if buffalo chicken dick is there, I gotta try it. You can't be rude and not have the buffalo chicken dick. Woo! Yeah, buffalo chicken dick. The dip. Probably some strombolis and cheesesteaks and all that. Yes,
what is wrong with you?
I can't speak today. I didn't mean to say buffalo chicken dick. But yes, yummy. Charcuterie, yeah.
Don't drink before the show ever again.
I didn't drink before the show. I drank a couple beers last night. I was pretty in check.
Oh my god!
I think the combination of like getaway day and just dumb brain. Yeah, it's I'm toast. And then we're going up to the Poconos today after Christmas.
Man, he's not even wearing socks. Oh my god!
Any buffalo chicken dick at your parties?
Oh my gosh!
But I like how when you said it, it was like I feel like there was a pause. We all were kind of like, wait a minute, did you really just say?
Yeah, I just can't talk today.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna have to put like I don't know if Spotify does like X ratings, but like I'm gonna have to put an entire like parental block on this episode.
Yeah, we got a little while.
Oh yeah, this one's not for kids.
Yeah.
Sorry to my family, because my family, my niece and nephew watch every once in a while. I don't know when they're watching, and they'll just be watching. So hopefully today's, I'll make sure they don't watch today. I'll tell my sister and brother-in-law, don't let the kids watch. Mom, don't watch either. Dad, don't watch either.
Yeah, but anyway, wings, all that good tailgate.
So we have like Thanksgiving food for Christmas.
Oh well, typically we do like the filet loin. I'm cooking one of those on
a filet loin.
Filet loin. Yeah.
The heck is I was like, I know I've never heard of
I got a tray of oysters for Christmas Eve. Tyler, what are you doing for the Eagles game?
Tyler, help us.
Anyway, so I have finally so my mom was very adamant, like, game's not. You can watch the game downstairs, and I'm like, no, game's on in the living room.
Yeah.
And so the agreement that we've come to is game can be on, no sound.
Wait, why? I'm confused.
So the Christmas music plays.
Oh.
With the game on. That was the best agreement I could come to without having to, like, go to the basement, like, you know, like shun myself from the rest of the party.
Well, the first game for the NBA was usually 12.
Oh, yes.
So we do because we start opening gifts around like 7. We start very early. We blast the music in the morning around breakfast, and then you turn the music down. But then if the games aren't good, let's say it's a blowout, because every once in a while, then we might turn the music up a little more.
We do Christmas morning Bloody Marys with my cousin and kids too, so that'll be fun.
I will tell you this: I do not, and so I worked them for quite a few years. At the station prior, but I don't watch NBA on Christmas. I know people.
We do.
I know people.
Me and my cousins do a bunch of long shot parlays, and we'll throw in like a $50, $5 here, $5, and we'll do these like absurd parlays.
I know that people love it, and it's awesome if A, you're a huge NBA fan, B, you don't celebrate Christmas, you celebrate something else. Whatever the case may be, I think it's a great idea. However, having had to work them for so many years, it like ruined the NBA on Christmas for me because I was just bitter about having to work on Christmas. So now I'm just like not watching it. I don't care if it's 6. Like I'm not watching. I won't watch. I'll watch the Eagles.
I'm the other people.
Because it's Eagles and it's one game a week. But yeah, I'm out on NBA on Christmas.
Yeah, we are definitely all about. We've got all the TVs going, and we're watching both.
So speaking of TVs, all right, all three of us got to name it. Favorite Christmas movie? What is it?
I don't have just one guy.
You have to pick one.
I don't.
My wife would
go to me last. Go to me last.
My wife would be between Home Alone and It's a Wonderful Life, and I think she would slightly lean It's a Wonderful Life, but it's debatable. Home Alone is close for me, but for me, easy. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is my favorite.
Okay. So to clarify, Barbara, I watch both the NFL is not always, they switched up the scheduling for the holidays this year, but I'm going to be watching both the NBA and the NFL.
Yeah,
games.
we watch both.
Yeah. Like we've
fire
got
a lot of bets.
We actually have the 2 TVs nearby that we actually will hook them both up and have everybody just watch.
All right, coward. No more stalling.
Coward? Yeah. I can speak words, chicken dick.
All right, so what's your favorite movie? You got to pick just one. I don't want any of this fence straddling stuff.
Who says I have to pick one? Okay.
You have to pick one.
So I like
Gremlins, Eugene Krabs says.
Oh my gosh. I love Home Alone, but
Barbara
it's
gets
not
it.
my
Mickey
top.
gets it.
It's not my top like
Home
everybody
Alone's
else.
top 5 for me, for sure.
I recorded it because I like to watch it. Not Die Hard. Not a Christmas movie. No. So I actually like either.
Are you going to go Love Actually?
No.
I like
The Best
Actually.
Man Holiday, which is a really sad movie, and I cry every time, but it's such a good movie. It's a Christmas movie. I know you haven't seen it. I know you haven't seen it. No disrespect. If you had seen it, I'd be really pleasantly surprised. The Best Man Holiday.
Is this a Hallmark movie?
No.
It sounds like it.
It's not actually. It's a movie with like Terrence Howard.
Oh, Morris Chestnut and Taye Diggs.
It's a great movie.
I think Taye Diggs
You have to
follows me on
watch The
Twitter.
Best Man first. He follows me too.
Okay.
You have to watch The Best
Follows
Man
a lot of
first.
people.
Yeah, he does
Yeah.
actually. He actually responded to some of my messages though.
Ooh.
You actually
Terrence
need to watch.
Howard, local
it's
guy.
a great cast.
Nia
it's a
Long.
So it's an awesome cast.
It's a great movie. You need to watch The Best Man first, which came out in the 90s, and then The Best Man Holiday was the one that came out next. It's really good.
All right, quit stalling.
Also, The
What's
Last
your answer?
Holiday.
What's your answer?
I don't know. That's what I'm gonna go with. Oh no! Oh my gosh, this Christmas though. I love this Christmas with Chris Brown.
The what?
This Christmas with like Lauren London, Chris Brown. That might be my favorite one, actually. I think that's what I write down now.
This Christmas. All right, number 1. Final answer?
Sure.
Okay.
Loretta
Tyler?
Devine. That's a great movie.
My answer was also Christmas Vacation, but I'm not going to give you the same one that you gave. So I'll give you a different one. I think that so Christmas Vacation is fun. Like, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
There's a lot of laughs. If you're looking for like a more serious movie,
Elf.
I love A Christmas Carol. I think it's
Wait, which one's A Christmas Carol?
John C. Scott is in it. It's he gets visited by the ghosts of Christmas past and present.
See,
I love that movie.
Cheesy little like Ghost of Christmas Past Christmas movies are great. Wouldn't be top 5 for me.
You know what's a sneaky?
But it's a great.
That's cheesy, but Best Man's Christmas isn't?
He's got you there.
Wow, you haven't seen The Best Man Holiday.
I mean,
first
I
of
can
all.
just tell
it's
from
not
the-
cheesy at all. It's not cheesy. It's sad.
Hold on, Miss Hallmark.
Sad can be cheesy.
Why are y'all coming for me right now?
Just don't call it not cheesy. It's probably very cheesy.
That's what makes a Christmas movie a Christmas movie. You can't have a Christmas movie without the cheese.
Scrooged, low key.
You don't
great
like
Christmas
cheese.
movie.
The only cheese I like is in Hallmark movies.
And mozzarella sticks and pizza and cheesesteaks sometimes.
Okay. Wow. Well, guys, I hope you have some great Christmas movies that you like to watch because y'all are coming for me hard. I should have worn my Hallmark sweatshirt today. I started to wear it.
I can't believe
I'm gonna
you
wear it
didn't.
next week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save it for when you're back because Jamie's off on Monday and Tuesday. It'll be Tyler, myself, Devon's actually on the show with us. Not Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. We're all off on Monday.
Yes.
Tuesday, Monday, we won't have Jamie. That's why he's getting all his inappropriate comments out today because he's like, I'm not gonna be here for 2 days, and y'all got to remember all these things.
My wife's a teacher; she's off, so we're doing a couple special things with the girls, and really looking forward to it.
Yeah. And then we'll both be here on Thursday. And then Friday, I will not be here. So I'll save my Hallmark sweatshirt for Thursday. The Sinbad movie
Jingle All the Way.
All the Way is
good.
really good
It
too.
is good, yeah.
But that's why I can't just pick one. I love all of them.
No, you have to pick
and actually,
one.
even like A Christmas Carol, like I'll watch those.
Sure.
Scrooge
I used to.
and Christmas
What's
Past
nostalgic for
and
me was
all those.
24 Hours of A Christmas Story.
You know what I used to also
And I think
like?
it's overrated, but it's nostalgic.
Do you
for me.
guys remember it was like a 30-minute long Frosty the Snowman cartoon and like the Rudolph one? Like those are
The Abominable Snowman.
Yeah, and the Heat Miser.
Yeah, with the frosty one where the creepy guy with the top hat
Yep.
tries to murder a snowman. Yeah, that's a good one.
And the Heat Miser. Do you remember the Heat Miser?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Are you being serious? I feel like you're being
Year Without a
sarcastic.
Santa Claus.
Huh?
Year Without a Santa Claus.
Yes.
Is the name of that
Okay.
movie.
Okay. Oh, I wasn't sure if you were being sarcastic because
No.
you're not a big Christmas person. Like I'm the Christmas junkie here. You guys are all the Scrooges.
No, I love drinking wine and watching Christmas movies and wrapping gifts.
Oh, so you need to watch Hallmark then. It sounds like you're tweet up for some
My
Hallmark
wife
movies.
has been sneaking in some Hallmark movies every once in a while,
A Medea Christmas.
which
Love
I'm
Medea
disappointed
movies.
at. But you know.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Well, with that, I feel like we have wrapped up our holiday conversation as per usual. We've gone over. Yep, sounds on brand for us. From all of us here at PHLY Phillies.
Who's chicken dicking now?
I was just trying to do a nice, happy, jolly Christmas farewell. You're coming with the chicken ticket. Okay. Tyler's like, I'm done. I'm finished. Okay. Well, with that being said, you've gotten a lot of information from this episode today. Learned a lot of new things, new places you can buy gifts for people, new words, so new movies and things that maybe you haven't watched yet. So hopefully everybody has a very merry holiday weekend, whatever it is that you celebrate. Happy holidays to you and your family. We will not be here Monday for a Christmas episode. We'll be busy celebrating and lying with our families. Tyler actually be doing some shows on Christmas, New Year's Eve. Just kidding. Wrong holiday.
Yes, but everybody in the chat, I hope you guys have great time with your friends and family and have a great holiday season. We love you guys. This has been a lot of fun getting this show up and off the ground and, celebrating the holidays together.
Another holiday together, guys.
It is fun.
Bring it all in. I'm connecting the hug. There you go. From us here at PHY Phillies podcast, thanks for tuning in. Merry Christmas. We'll see you all back on Tuesday for more fun, excitement, and who knows what else you'll get from the show. So for Tyler, Jamie, myself, Renee, Merry Christmas, and we'll see you back on Tuesday.
We all silly like the mayor.